I have been waiting for 3.5 to come out so I can make State of the Squadron number 36 to coincide with the release. It would have been beautiful. But 3.5 is still not here. We're going to have to do this live. We're doing it live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I am Montoya. State of the Squadron number 36 is here on its own without 3.5. State of the Squadron is a show where I talk about things happening in and around Star Citizen and the glorious organization of Test Squadron, which is the best squadron, as you well know, because you are a member of it if you are watching this. If you are not a member and watching this, what are you doing here? No, nice to have you anyway. Filthy affiliates are most welcome too, which is a great segue into the next segment, which I haven't done in a very long time, and that is actually welcoming new members to the organization. So let's take a look at some right here. Master Yoji, welcome. Commander, welcome. DDLP, hello. Wildstar, Captain Wildstar, good to have you join us. Grundle Juice, nice name. BWC Trister. BWC is Black Widow Company. So this guy is obviously a spy. I want you to know, Trister, we're on to you. And you're the best kind of spy, the one who's in plain sight. Welcome, good to have you as a filthy affiliate. Dice Tech, I can't pronounce that even. Hounsel, Jopo Fist, welcome. Wrath of the Sweat, nice to have you join us. Ooh, Hungry for Butt. Hungry for Butts. Now, having run this organization for a long time, I think we can say with about 75% certainty that Hungry for Butts is actually a 300-pound neckbeard, just using the avatar of a rather attractive lady with pink hair. But if Hungry for Butts is indeed a lady that looks like this, welcome to Test Squadron. We are honored to have you join us. Thanks. And let's move on before I get into too much trouble for that. Rots, letter, Major Russ. Ooh, Sax Panther. What do we have here? So, the guy is using an avatar of Nicholas Tesla, which means he's an intellectual, or maybe a pseudo-intellectual, if you will. Sax Panther, the name. Let's dig into that. Sax, because he most likely plays the saxophone, which means he has musical talent, which could tie into higher intelligence, maybe. But then he uses the pun of kind of Sex Panther to say Sax Panther. So he's a little bit naughty too. How's my read on you, Sax Panther? Let me know. Drop into Discord and let me know if I read you right there. Abatalo, a good-looking fellow, welcome. Good to have you join us. If you have just joined Test Squadron, please drop into our Discord. It is linked below. Also, be sure to drop by our forums, which are right over here. You will see lots of happy and active discussion and all kinds of things happening. Introduce yourself. Always happy to meet new people. On the topic of the forums, now this is something I have not done in a very long time, and that is give thanks to people who've donated. Now, we actually have not had donations on the forum for a very long time, but we just brought in back in last month. And for good reason, because there's lots of cool things we're doing now. But let me give thanks to everyone who donated in the month of March, going into April. And it is Agrath, Adidas Pimp, Rare Intruder, who, by the way, started paragliding not long ago. And here's his avatar of him paragliding. More footage, Rare Intruder. We look forward to seeing that. August for $10. Thank you very much. Garrick Duval, Thrayish for 20. Thank you. Loic Farris. Loic Farris is a relatively new active member. He's got a great YouTube channel. I'm going to link that too. So drop by Loic Farris's YouTube channel and check out what he says. Loic, thank you very much for $40. Wow, thank man. Slag, Zappa Weissman, Vavrick, Thrash again, Scape, Anon for $2. Thank you, Anon. Taterhead, Sayora, Django, Covalent for 5. Thank you. August again for another 10. You're outdoing yourself there. Garrick Duval and Cold Dog for 100 smackaroos. Cold Dog, thanks to you, I'll be getting a good, expensive imported beer this weekend, all thanks to Cold Dog. Now, August, I see you gave twice there. Thank you very much. August is actually putting up a 300i for a giveaway when 3.5 drops. So August, I have not forgotten that. We still have it. When the time comes, I will put that up on your behalf. Thank you very much. Now, I was going to announce the 300i giveaway with a giveaway that Hasgaha was doing. Mr. Hasgaha, I have not forgotten you, but I did miss out on your last giveaway. So ladies and gentlemen, if you will, please drop by hasgaha.com. All his social media is linked up there at the top. Please subscribe to his YouTube, follow his Twitter, whatever there is. Hasgaha is one of the most prolific content creators in all of Star Citizen. Also a test member. Check out his stuff. Most likely you have seen his work all over the place. He's the guy that does it. So drop by, give him some support. He would really appreciate that. And speaking of appreciation, how's this? A single player RPG game coming to us from Respawn. Thank you, EA. Very nice of you. Here's the first thing I thought when I saw this, all right? Explain this to me. Why does EA go to BioWare, who makes great RPG, story-driven games like Mass Effect, and tell them, hey, instead of this Anthem game, which you very likely wanted to make a single-player RPG game, why don't you make that multiplayer live service? And BioWare was like, well, I don't know. We don't really do that. You know what? Actually, let me start by saying this. I have to apologize to EA because in my last video talking about Anthem, I blamed EA for the failure of that, and I was wrong. The Kotaku article, which came out after my last video, explained and really mirrored a lot of what I said, what the major issues were, but they also said that it wasn't EA, it was BioWare who messed up on a lot of this. Anthem was stuck in pre-production hell for 6 years. You know, back when Chris Roberts had the Austin studio and the LA studio, and then they took all the devs from Austin and moved to LA because they want all the devs working together. We understand now how bad it is to have an A team and a B team working like this, because what we had was BioWare's A team in Edmonton with the B team in Austin, and infighting and lack of communication and problems between these two studios caused Anthem to not get made until the final 16 months of the game. I don't want to get off on this again. I mean, everything that needed to be said about that has been said by plenty of the YouTubers. But like I said in my last video, you know, the game was released way too early. Progression sucked. Loot is problem. Everything I said was explained in Kotaku. And actually today, there's going to be a live stream by BioWare talking about Anthem. So I'm still following the story, see what's happening. But back to this situation. How is it EA then goes to Respawn? Now, Respawn made some great games like Titanfall. Titanfall, the game where you time jumping, that level there, that time jumping level is perhaps the most exciting 20 minutes in gaming that I have ever had. When I finished that level, it was one of these, yes, it was so good. So I have no doubt that Respawn can do it well. But what's strange is Respawn went and made Apex, the Battle Royale, and then they get to make the Star Wars game. Why is not BioWare making the Star Wars game? But anyway, I have no doubt Respawn's going to do a good job with this. Let's take a look at some of the story here. Now, you begin the story. Your name is Cal, and you are a Padawan, and you survived Order 66. And you're working on these, in the shipyards. You're taking apart this giant Venator-class cruiser. Oh no, this is it. This is not it. Actually, here is the small Jedi fighter, which you may recognize. I'm so excited for this. When is the last time we had a good RPG Star Wars game? I think the last great Star Wars game I played was, I think, Jedi Academy. I know Knights of the Old Republic, you know, I didn't really play that. Jedi Academy must be the one. So here's the old Venator class. Very cool to see them deconstruction that, probably using the parts. If you're wondering where you may have seen it, it's this thing. That's what it is. So the whole story is you've hidden yourself from the Empire. You're hiding your powers because the Jedi have all been killed. And to survive, you have to keep your powers hidden. But here you go. You save your buddy from falling into the pit over there. And the droid in the background obviously saw you. You have now been exposed as a Padawan. And you have to build up your powers to fight for your life. The Inquisitor. Those are so cool. If you haven't watched Star Wars Rebels, although it is a cartoon, don't worry about it. You have my permission to go watch it. It is great. Wall running. Thank you. It is Respawn. Looks amazing. Very exciting stuff. This is where it says Order 66. Meditating. Purge Trooper. Notice he uses Force Push. Wasn't very strong. So obviously his powers do get developed. This is the power fantasy. I'm so excited to see this happen in the game finally. And let's just take a look at the lightsaber he pulls out there for a second. Where is it? It's coming up right now, I think. Oh, here's an Inquisitor. So cool. And if you haven't watched Star Wars Rebels, there's lots about Inquisitors there too. Very excited to see a single player RPG make its way to us. That lightsaber was obviously, I think, a dual saber at some point with the bottom part cut off. So part of the story is you get to customize your saber. And if you pre-order, you get customizations. Guess who's pre-ordering? I don't care. I'm pre-ordering. Try to make me stop. People get so triggered when you pre-order stuff. But anyway, here's the, I don't want to say ironic part, but this is the funny part. Now, remember when Chris Roberts announced that he wants to make Squadron 42, which is going to be a single-player game, and there's going to be the MMO part that comes with it. This is back in 2013. He's already saying single-player game and multiplayer. Look where we are now in 2019, where announcing that a game is going to be single-player is a selling feature. Oh, what has happened to us as a community, as a gaming community? A selling feature of a game is that it's a single-player RPG with no microtransaction and no multiplayer. That's the feature. Listen.
I think we're known for being, multiplayer shooter guys.
This is Respawn speaking.
Not just who we are. This is a story game, no multiplayer, no microtransactions. It's about being a Jedi.
The crowd goes wild. Did you think we would get to a point where the biggest selling feature of a game is the fact that it's a single-player RPG with no microtransactions, no multiplayer? But here we are. You know what? I'm excited for it. Now, bear in mind, we did not see any gameplay. This is all cinematics. It does look very pretty in cinematics always, but there was no gameplay shown. So, as always, be skeptical. If you do pre-order, maybe you will be disappointed. Who knows? But I have no doubt Respawn can pull this off, and I'm excited to see that happen. So give me your thoughts. What do you think? Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, will Respawn pull it off? I think they will. I think EA knows what they need to do. EA needs to make this happen, and it will happen. But with that, let's wrap this up. Thank you all once again for joining me on this glorious day of the Squadron number 36. As always, a very, very big thank you to my Patreon backers. Ladies and gentlemen of my Patreon, thank you very much for your continued support. I do appreciate it very much. If you enjoyed this content, please subscribe, thumbs up, and your comments below is appreciated. I will see you in the next one and all that other YouTuber stuff, or clicking and all that. See you later.